Hello students, in this class we will discuss about the title itself, torque versus speed characteristics of which motor. So we already discussed about this motor. That motor is separately excited DC motor. Separately excited DC motor. Torque versus speed characteristics are discussed here. So for this motor, we have to, before entering into the torque versus speed characteristics, first we will analyze torque and speed equations. So first, torque equation. Commonly, torque equation is proportional to the flux into armature current. Okay, flux into armature current. What is phi? Phi is the flux, IA is the armature current. IA is the armature current. So the torque of any motor is proportional to the flux and armature current. But there is no change in flux because we are excited separately. We are giving field. The field DC supply is always given. That means flux from this point is always constant. Separate supply. It does not depends on the input. It does not depends on the inputs. Flux is constant. Flux is constant. So here for separately excited DC motor, torque is proportional to armature current. This is the first equation. This is the first equation. The reason is simple. We are separately given DC supply for the excitation of the flux. Next, speed characteristics. So in order to understand the speed characteristics, what is the formula for the speed? So the speed formula can be get from the back EMF or generated EMF. What is formula for back EMF? EB equal, formula is P phi NZ by 60A. This is the formula. From this, what is our requirement? Our requirement is the speed. So I can write the speed is like this. Speed is EB by 60 into A by P phi Z. P phi Z. So what are the constant terms? 60 is the constant term. Number of parallel paths constant term. Z is constant and number of poles are constant. So the speed is depends on back EMF as well as the flux. Back EMF as well as the flux. We can write what is formula for the back EMF. We know that the back EMF formula is supply minus IA RA, armature resistance by flux. Armature resistance by flux. Okay. So this is the, take it as second equation. This is the second equation. So first, separately excited DC motor, we are getting two equations. One is torque is proportional to armature current and speed is proportional to back EMF by flux. What is back EMF? Back EMF equal to voltage minus armature drop by flux. So from this, I can draw the torque versus speed characteristics now. So in order to draw the torque versus speed characteristics, I am considering the x-axis as the torque and y-axis as the speed. Just observe here, but torque is proportional to armature current. Torque is proportional to armature current. So if you increase the armature current, automatically torque will be increases. Nothing but we are drawing the armature current. But what is the, we have to observe? We have to observe the relation for the speed IA RA by phi. Here there is no change of phi. So there is no change, only this drop will be changed. speed is depends on like this. So for zero armature current, for zero armature current, for zero armature current, zero torque, for example, speed is, this is the speed point. Sorry, this is the speed. The speed is, this is some point. At no load, the speed is like this. If you are increasing, so this is the at zero torque. At the zero torque. If you are increasing the armature current, what happened? We are getting some armature drop. So that's why speed value, by increasing the armature current, speed value slightly decreases. It's not high, it is slightly decreases. So what is this reason? What is the decrement of reason? Armature current. And this is the curve, and we have, due to the armature reaction, so if you are considering the armature reaction, the characteristics of the curve is like this. It is armature drop, armature drop. That means IARA. This is the reason for armature reaction. If you are not considering the armature reaction, the characteristics only up to this point. If we are considering the armature reaction, this will be drop. Understand? Now what is armature reaction? So we will understand armature reaction. Armature reaction. Name itself armature reacted. Armature reacted. Reacted means it opposes. Opposes. That means armature flux opposes the main field flux. Opposes the main field flux. So main field flux, by that armature reaction is, armature flux opposes the main field flux. Due to armature reaction, the speed will be decreases. Speed will be decreases. So this is about the speed versus torque characteristics. Simply, at no load, this is the at no load speed. If the armature reaction increases, if the load value increases, that means torque value increases, because torque is proportional to armature current. If you observe here, armature current is increases, what happens? The speed value decreases, lightly decreases. This is for armature drop. If we are considering the armature reaction, the drop will be more. This is the characteristics of the speed versus torque. Characteristics of the speed versus torque. Okay, right. Next, speed control method. Speed control method of, this is again separately excited. Speed control method of separately excited DC motor. So for that, in order to control the speed, what is the formula for the speed? Speed is proportional to back EMF as inversely proportional to flux. That means we can write speed is, what is back EMF? Back EMF is voltage minus supply voltage minus armature drop by flux. Armature drop by flux. So we have two methods to control the speed. One is, first method is field control method. Field control method. Look at here. So if you vary this field, then speed will be varied, and if to vary the back EMF, the speed will be varied. So we can control the speed by two methods. The first method is field control method. First method is field control method. So by varying the field, we will get the speed. And second, armature control method. Armature control method. Armature control method. Simple thing. Back EMF is related to the armature. So once again, understand very clearly. Look at here. For separately excited, so we flux separate DC supply is given. Separate DC supply will produce some flux, this field current, and we have the armature. This armature is given to the supply. Armature represents with A, and supply will be applied voltage, and this armature will take the armature current. So by varying the field, the speed of the armature we can control. By varying the armature side, we can control like that. First method, field rheostat, field control method. We will understand the first method is field control method, or simple. This method is very simple. In this method, just by putting a rheostat before applying to the fields. Putting a rheostat, just keeping a rheostat. So this is the DC supply, separately excited supply. By using this rheostat, the field current will be varied. So by connecting rheostat means which provides resistance series with the field. So by varying the rheostat, field current is varied. And field current varied means field current will represent the flux. Whenever the flux is varied, here the speed is inversely proportional to the flux. The flux varied means speed is varied. Then speed control is possible. Speed will be varied. The relation is this. For example, if the rheostat value is increases, then what happens? Field current value decreases. Whenever the field current value decreases, flux production is decreases. Flux of production decreases means what about speed? Speed is increases. And for the same case, for the second case, for example, if rheostat value is decreases, then field current value increases, because resistor always inversely proportional to the current. Whenever the field current increases, flux value increases. The flux value increases, speed value decreases. Yes, speed is decreases. Reason is the speed is inversely proportional to the field. And next method is armature control method. The second method is the armature control method. So we have to control from the armature side. Armature control method. So from this armature side, how it is possible to control the armature control method? First method is in this armature resistance control. First is the armature resistance control. By controlling the armature resistance, we can vary the speed. How we can vary the speed? look at here. Here, for example, we have the armature here. This is the armature, and we are connecting a rheostat before giving to the supply to the this. So this is the supply voltage, and this is the armature current, and this is the rheostat, armature rheostat. This is the armature, right? Then what happened? Generally, look at here, the relation between the speed and the armature is V minus IA RA. Okay, if the resistance value increases, then what happened? If the resistance value, if armature resistance increases, by using rheostat, means keeping the rheostat series with that, then this R value increases. R value increases means speed will decrease. Understand? Right. The reason is, whenever armature resistance value added, this term value increases. This complete term value is increases. Whenever this complete term value increases, speed value is decreases. So by that we can control by the armature control method. Next we have another option, that is second method. That second method is armature terminal voltage control method. Second is the armature terminal voltage control. So name itself, we can control the terminal voltage, then we can control the speed. First is armature resistance control method. So here how we can control this? So its name itself, speed is proportional to the V here, V minus IARA. When voltage value increases, what happens? Speed value increases. When voltage value decreases, speed value decreases. Yes. What is V here? V is this applied voltage. Applied voltage is nothing but terminal voltage. Here the V is the terminal voltage. Terminal voltage is nothing but the supply voltage. Here speed can be varied by varying the voltage. This is also one method. Understand? So these armature resistance method and this armature terminal voltage method are related to the armature only. And this is field control method related to the field. So that's why speed control is two methods, field control and armature control. Okay. So this is about the speed control method of the separately excited DC motor. Next, what is the applications of the separately excited DC motor? So the main application of the separately excited DC motor is, it is used as actuator. The main application is oftenly used as actuator. Actuator is nothing but a machine which provide linear motion. That means it is used in drilling systems, it is used in hydraulic machines. So we have more applications. This is the actuator. Next we have another application. It will used in trains. Also it is useful, and automatic traction purposes. And train, it is useful in automatic traction purposes. Automatic traction purposes, it is also useful. Purpose is also useful. These are the two applications of the separately excited DC motor. Okay, this is about complete information of the separately excited DC motor. The first topic is torque versus speed characteristics, and second is speed control method, third is the applications. Okay, thank you.